Hello. Although secular use developed, the origins of stained glass, sometimes poetically described as painting with light, are essentially as a Christian art form, intended as instruction and adornment with the practical benefits of filtering light and controlling glare. After the Reformation, production became something of a lost art. Colour and theatre was too closely associated with the Catholic Church. Much medieval stained glass was destroyed, along with church wall paintings. More was lost with the Puritans in the ascendancy during the English Civil War and the period of the Commonwealth. With little demand, by 1800 there were just a handful of companies in Britain producing stained glass. A resurgence of interest began with Gothic Revival architects, including Augustus Pugin, William Butterfield and others, and was popularised by the arts and crafts movement in the second half of the 19th century. Lost medieval techniques were rediscovered. Although all coloured glass tends to be called stained, staining is only one method of colouring. Pot glass was created by mixing metal oxides with molten glass, producing bright, solid, translucent, permanent colours. Enamelled glass involved mixing metal oxides with a medium, applying the paste and firing in a kiln, fusing the colour, which appears during the firing, to the glass. Shades vary according to soak and temperature, and some glass might receive several firings. Finishing detail was painted directly. The process of creating a stained glass window began with a design or cartoon, typically drawn full size on a whitewashed table, enabling reuse, on which glass was cut to shape, coloured and then transferred to an iron tray to be fired, before final overpainting and assembly in a lead framework sealed with putty. This cartoon was a design for one of a series of small stained glass panels commissioned from Morris Marshall Faulkner and Company in 1862 by textile merchant Walter Dunlop, telling the story of Tristram and Iseult. After being acquired by Cartwright Hill Gallery, the panels are now on display at Cliff Castle, Keighley in West Yorkshire. Although strongly leaded, unless mentioned, the framework is barely noticeable. The early stained glass from William Morris's company is characterised by bold, uncluttered designs, jewel-like colours, natural flesh tints and a striking luminosity, achieved by polishing the finished window with a soft abrasive, such as a mixture of oil and bran. This is the east window of All Saints' Church, Middleton Cheney in Northamptonshire, designed by Edward Burne-Jones. From 1870, Burne-Jones was the main stained glass designer at Morris and Company. His later designs have a different feel, a more intricate and intense rhythm. This is his Last Judgement, the west window in what is now Birmingham Cathedral, made in the mid-1880s for the then parish church of St Philip. Several companies were established in the second half of the 19th century to meet a soaring demand for stained glass, with new churches being built in fast-growing industrial centres and elder churches being restored. John Clayton and Alfred Bell began as designers before opening their own stained glass manufacturing workshop in 1861. This is the east window at St Peter's Church, Burnham in Buckinghamshire. This Clayton and Bell window is in All Saints' Church, Bakewell in Derbyshire. Charles Kempe trained as an architectural apprentice with Gothic Revival specialist George Frederick Bodley before opening his own studio and workshop in 1866. Many Kempe windows are signed with variations of a Wheatsheaf trademark taken from the family coat of arms. This Kempe window of 1885 is in Gloucester Cathedral. One of the first commercial female stained glass artists was Mary Lowndes, an active suffragette and a founder member of the Artists' Suffrage League. Social reform and equality chimed with the philosophy of the arts and crafts movement. After training at the Slade School of Fine Art, Lowndes became an assistant to leading stained glass artist Henry Holliday, before setting up studios in Chelsea with designer partner Alfred Drury in 1897. This Mary Lowndes window is one of two by her at the Church of St Mary, Sturminster Newton, Dorset. It commemorates her father, who served as Vicar of St Mary's for 36 years. This Lowndes and Drury stained glass, based on the Finding of the Saviour in the Temple painting by pre-Raphaelite artist William Holman Hunt, was made for St Martin and All Saints Church, Oxford, and is now in the Stained Glass Museum at Ely Cathedral. Mary Lowndes was influenced by artist and teacher Christopher Hall, who worked with Lowndes and Drury before opening his own studio workshop in Hammersmith in 1907. This typically atmospheric and dense design is in St Ethelbert's Church, Herringswell in Suffolk. This depiction of Joan, the fair maid of Kent, wife of Edward the Black Prince, is at St Mary's Church, Ware in Hertfordshire, said to have been founded by Joan in 1380. Stained glass in churches is among the most accessible examples of work produced by the arts and crafts movement. Its secular use in houses stretches across the spectrum, from grand mansions to humble suburban homes. The first time the houses of ordinary working people were thought worthy of decoration. Next time, arts and crafts needlework and the revival of traditional embroidery techniques. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.